I'm Jadea Murray, and here on a positive note, we highlight the most heartwarming stories from all around our tri-state that move and inspire us. And today, we begin on Long Island, where an 11-year-old girl is making it her mission to help orphan animals in Australia.
This is 11-year-old Lily, and she's helping the animals affected by the wildfires in Australia by making joey pouches.
So it can protect them, and also so they need their mother's pouch to grow, but their mothers aren't alive anymore. So they need to finish developing in the pouches.
With Lily's love for animals and wanting to help those affected by the fires, she got to work right away, and in less than a week has about 40 joey pouches made.
So my whole community and my school has donated fabric and all the supplies I need, and we've been raising money.
Over $3,000 to be exact. Lily's mom says their goal was $1,000.
So we were so happy and very gracious for the community's efforts to raise that money in such a short time.
Lily and her family love to sew, and she has quite a knack for it. It takes about 25 minutes to make a joey pouch, and once she's done, they're shipped off to help the animals.
And over in Connecticut, there's another young lady doing her part. When 13-year-old Samara Negrin heard that 1 billion animals died in the wildfires, she knew she had to do something.
It exploded in my mind just to see how these innocent animals were going through this.
Samara and her mother began a GoFundMe, and in just a matter of days, they raised more than $1,500. Samara didn't stop there. She and her friend made bookmarks to sell, and all proceeds will go to the Australian Wildlife Conservancy. You can visit news12.com if you're interested in donating too. Now we head to Brooklyn to meet a 6-year-old boy who is the true definition of positivity. Take a look.
This is Noah Raspberry. He's 6 years old, loves to floss, loves his dad, and loves to give back.
For the babies.
For the second year in a row, Noah, with the help of his dad Darnell, have collected toys for kids at local shelters.
Because the kids doesn't have no toys and they need them.
This year, collecting about 400 toys.
It's not about the number of gifts, it's just about giving back.
Mind you, Noah is just 6, but giving back, well, it's not a new concept for him.
Every day in the morning, he packs 2 lunches, for one from himself and one for another child that doesn't have school lunch. And it's something that he did, and I paid attention to it.
His father says they don't come from much, but wants Noah to learn as he grows older the importance of always giving back.
He's grabbing it and he's taking it in, and I just hope that when he gets older, he can show his friends as well, so they can start doing something like that. Like I said, his adulthood, and he'll teach his children as well.
Yeah, my coolest toy ever, Fortnite.
To others out there watching, he hopes they'll take what little Noah's doing and be inspired.
Do you remember your first day of work? You probably filled out paperwork, met other staffers, and figured out where the bathroom was. Well, one firefighter in Westchester County had no time for that. That's because on firefighter Michael Icavello's first day, he answered a call that he'll never, ever forget.
On the dispatch notes, and it said that the caller states that the baby's showing.
Yep, Icavello's first day started with a bang. Well, actually, a baby, one that he and his fellow firefighters had to deliver. He describes this moment as
nerve-wracking, but I had the right training and sprung into action, and before you know it, little baby girl is on his way, so it was very exciting.
Went into the apartment, we could hear her screaming from the moment we got to the door. And as we approached her up the stairs, we basically seen her on the floor in a lot of pain, and the baby was crowning.
And less than 2 minutes later, Icavello had delivered his first baby ever.
This is the best job in the world, and now I know what it really means.
We hear mama and baby are doing well, and I bet this firefighter is pretty much ready for anything now. Sometimes you can't just dip your toe in. You gotta jump right into the deep end to figure out the water's fine. Well, another first responder is going above and beyond the call of duty, this time in the Bronx.
21-year-old rookie cop Angel Familia giving a voice to a predominantly silent community.
I identify myself as a CODA, and what that stands for is Child of Deaf Adults.
He's one out of a total of 10 officers within the NYPD who knows sign language. In fact, signing was the only language growing up in his Bronx home. both his parents are deaf.
So sign language is my first language.
He only learned to actually speak words out loud at the age of 7.
I learned quickly that I had to take up the responsibility to become the voice for my parents.
Now, as a patrol officer within the 19th precinct, he's getting to know his neighborhood beat, starting with the community he's most familiar with. Parishioners here at St. Elizabeth's Catholic Deaf Church excited to be able to communicate with an officer who speaks their language.
As you can see, you're here, just coming over here in a uniform, put a smile on everybody's faces.
He hopes to provide a voice to help bridge the gap between the deaf and the hearing community.
But this is where it starts,
A sign of the times that's speaking volumes to many here.
Making that connection with the deaf community, showing that we do care.
Well, thank you for your service, Officer Familia. I'm sure your parents are proud of the work you're doing. Role models can make all the difference in a young person's life, and it proved true for one Brooklyn boy who found true success.
You were designed to walk this way. For a certain reason, you gotta walk that walk.
3 years ago, Muhammad Mbai met his mentor on the basketball court.
That was one thing, that's how he lured me into it, and I ended up liking it. And he started, talking to me, helping me helping him in basketball.
Since then, a lot has changed for the high school junior who emigrated to Fort Greene from Senegal. He started his own brand, We Got Game. The team was paired by the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development, who sponsors the mentorship program.
You don't know you're going places. I need to, that's part of why I'm here. I gotta get you there.
Together, they took Muhammad's brand to the next level, competing in DYCD's Young Sharks competition against other young entrepreneurs.
And they actually bought it right there on the spot.
Up next for Muhammad, he's thinking about college.
They took me to LIU. They showed me around. I spoke to the person who actually reads your recommendation letters, and she told me what I had to do.
And Tahim is going to help him get there.
They say it takes a village, and Tahim, you're doing your part. I feel like this is a great time for today's Did You Know, a segment full of new knowledge you'll be happier for knowing. So that delicious orange dust that gets all over your fingertips when you eat Cheetos, did you know there's an official name for it? So whether you wipe it off, lick it off, or wash it off, Frito-Lay says that orange residue is called cheeto. Can you believe it? See, now me, I never have that Cheeto problem because I throw my Cheetos back like this. You just gotta be careful for your eyes. Now, finding a job just got a whole lot easier for some folks in Westchester. Take a look.
27-year-old Bradley Jacobs has lived with developmental disabilities his entire life, and finding jobs was never an easy feat.
It's been impossible for him to find employment. It's been frustrating because he wants to have purposeful employment.
But thanks to Spectrum Designs, this will not be a problem for Bradley anymore. The Long Island-based company has officially expanded to Pleasantville at 199 Tompkins Road.
I've been waiting for this opportunity ever since I visited Long Island.
The nonprofit company employs adults with autism to make custom clothes, gourmet treats, and promotional items for clients. And in Pleasantville, hundreds of people throughout the community celebrating at the Hard Hat Party.
The fact that what you're doing is reaching out to those who are developmentally disabled and giving them not just an opportunity for employment, but an opportunity to have a full life. Really an amazing accomplishment.
The company is looking to employ 20 people throughout its first year, including 9 people from founding families. And as for Bradley, he aims to be an influence.
It's really more of an importance in the world to understand that we are going to be making a huge difference.
All right, folks, the votes are in, and the Grammy goes to, well, I can't see into the future. But this year, one of the winners may be from the Bronx. Bronx teacher Coco Tanaka-Suan, or Miss Coco as she's known to her students, is officially a top 10 finalist for the Grammy's Music Educator Award. More than 3,000 teachers around the country were nominated, and her students couldn't be any more proud.
When I found out, I thought it was pretty amazing. I was like, this is my teacher. She's up for a Grammy.
If she wins, I'll be very excited.
Scream and cheer very loudly for her.
She's like a second mother.